You ask questions, and I answer them. Boom, watch fam.
What is up, Watch fam? Welcome to episode 75 of Ask TNH. Wristwatch check via TGV. Cool Omega Seamaster, vintage with alpha hands. I love this watch. I love the Seamaster. It's just so versatile. I don't know. I feel like the price point, although it's rising, is just still so valuable. You know, I think bang for buck is just heavy on these things. Anyway, today I'm actually going to address a question that was brought up on our Facebook page. So if you haven't already, like us at Theo and Harris on Facebook. Please do that right now. Before we get into these questions, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sorry I look like shit. I'm still on vacation. I showered, but I didn't do my hair. My Johnny Bravo hair, so it takes a while. But let's go into the questions now. The question basically was, what are my thoughts on the Tiffany East West Collection? Anna put a photo of the Tiffany East West right here, please. Okay, that is the watch. A little bit of background on it. Tiffany released a new collection of Tiffany watches last year. It included, a couple different models that were totally different than their existing Tiffany watches. It's far distance from the Atlas, far distance from all that kind of stuff. This is just the new Tiffany, brand design. They paid a lot of respect to past designs that Tiffany used, like with Harry Truman and just other, kind of very 50s looks, but they modernized them. Sunburst dials, 40-something millimeter cases, cooler, more watches that are more appropriate to today with the Tiffany name, which I definitely respected. I think they did a very good job with that collection, but East West had the potential from the beginning to be my favorite watch, and yet it fell flat because it had a quartz movement. They were charging somewhere in the $3,000 range for, this watch, which I think, in the bonus side, is brilliantly designed. I think that design, that dial, configuration is iconic. It has the material to be an icon in the future. If any brand right now made a reverso case, it would be a ripoff of Jaeger. I think that this Tiffany design genuinely could be an icon. If anyone else did this in the future, I think that Tiffany could set it up where that person robbed Tiffany, which I think is a huge valuable point for a brand trying to make a name in watches. But my problem was they were charging somewhere in the $3,000 range for a quartz movement. I think that although the watch is more valuable because it is Tiffany and pretty, it's not valuable enough solely on that to demand $30,000 and change. I think adding an automatic movement in there for the same price would have been brilliant. So what did they do? Fast forward. They actually made an automatic movement in that watch, but they raised the price up to $4,750, which I think is ridiculous. I think it's too high because it's probably an ETA movement. And the problem here is that no one actually tells you it's an ETA movement. They just tell you it's a Swiss-made automatic winding movement. And that's annoying for a brand that is selling the same watch over and over and over again, a brand that needs no updating to the website for that particular model. Why wouldn't they just include automatic movement commissioned by Tiffany, made by, ETA? Or whomever. That to me would be honest. It would be transparent. In respect to the watch community, it would create a little bit of good faith. Plenty of watch people are looking at this, and the quickest way to piss off a watch person, is to play dumb. Yeah, because you're the professional. You're the one that's selling the watch. You should know more than anybody what is exactly in this watch, and either they don't know, largely, or they don't want to tell anybody. For a little experiment, I'm going to call the Tiffany store and see if the retail salesmen know what the movement is.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
Well,
My name is Olga. How can I help you?
Hi, Olga. I'm Christian. About the Tiffany East West Collection. Actually, just one question. I'm sorry. I noticed that in the recent production, they've made a automatic movement. Do you know who makes it?
Switzerland.
It's Switzerland, so it's made in Switzerland.
Yeah, all production in Switzerland, company, USA, but it's production in Switzerland.
Gotcha.
My name is Olga. If you need me, call me.
Thanks so much, Olga.
Okay, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Super nice woman. Yeah, nothing against her. I've actually met her in the store before, so she's actually really nice. If you're going to buy something at Tiffany, I recommend you go to Olga. But it says Tiffany & Company on the front, but it is a Swiss movement. That's it. That's all they got. And I could have dug in harder, but I knew that was their answer. It's a Swiss movement. There's nothing on the website as to what movement it is, and I just called the salesperson, and they've indicated that they just don't know. It's Swiss, and that's what they've been told. And the reason there is because they're appealing to a mass market, and who makes the movement doesn't matter. And that's the end of the game. That's really all that matters. So that was Olga. And I actually know Olga. I have met her in the past at the Tiffany store, and she is a super nice woman that will literally help you with anything. She is, I mean, totally kind. And by the way, I don't know her on a personal level. I have no interest in her making more money or having a good name out there. It's none of my interest. But I'm just calling it like it is. And I'm not by any means reflecting this on her. I'm reflecting it on the people in corporate who train their salespeople, right? Who train them to say this is a Swiss-made automatic movement, and that's it. That's all you need to know. But the reality is there are people like me that are going to call or come in and consider buying it or just talk about it, and they're going to be annoyed that you don't know everything or even most about your watch, which is a very poor reflection. Still, overall, as far as price, forget that they don't know what's inside. As far as price is concerned, it's still too high. At $4,750, it's still $1,000 to $1,300 overpriced, and for that reason, I would not buy one. I would not recommend someone buy one retail. Secondhand market, on the other hand, I think there's incredible buying power. I think that these things will be trading at high twos, low threes on the secondhand market, and in that instance or in that circumstance, I think they're an incredible buy because I genuinely do believe that these designs are fabulous. I do believe that they have icon potential because no one's ever done it, and if anyone has, they didn't do a good enough job marketing it and making it theirs. Right? This right now could be Tiffany's thing. So on the secondhand market, I definitely would recommend buying one. Because really, who are your comps and at that level, that high twos, low threes? You're talking about Nomos, right? Whom absolutely make better movements than Etta. But you don't really care as much in this circumstance who's making it. The fact that it's an Etta is good enough for you because it's a quality movement. And the point of the watch is not this in-house manufacturer feat of horology. It's really great design by a company with a little bit of watch history and definitely quite a bit of prestige in the jewelry space, right? So overall, I absolutely respect the new Tiffany watch, the Tiffany East West. I'm glad that they moved away from the quartz. They still make the quartz for a cheaper option, which I think they should stop. But I'm definitely happy that they do have an automatic option now. I think that actually the way they show the rotor on the back is beautiful. I think that's really smart as far as showing people what they want to see in that pretty Tiffany rotor and not the kind of ordinary mechanical movement. I love the design. I think it's great. I don't think they're ripping off anybody. I think that people will rip them off in the future. I don't recommend you buy one on first-hand retail, but on the second-hand market, I think you're pretty safe. I think you're pretty safe because no one else is really doing it like that right now as far as design, and I think you're going to get a lot of fun for it. It's important to have fun with dress watches because dress watches have this kind of air of boringness around them, so to make them a little bit more fun, I think it will benefit the whole genre as a whole. But those are basically my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching episode 75 of Ask TNH. If you didn't subscribe in the beginning of the video, please subscribe now. It would mean a hell of a lot to me and the TNH team. Thanks for watching.